And welcome back, everyone. Welcome to another week, another beautiful broadcast of ESL Open Cup number 173 Americas, papi. We just had the 172 broadcast yesterday. It was a replay cast, of course, but it was amazing. It was beautiful. It was everything that we wanted, and now we get to experience the next edition live. Oh, let's go, papi. Let's go. And thankfully, it's not a black screen. Oh my god, it's spawning! In the bottom left-hand corner of Ancient Cistern, we have the red Protoss player from the land of Belgium representing the pig pen. It is JonBom. And spawning. In the top right-hand corner, going for the 12 pool, we have the Peruvian Zerg player. He is orange, he is representing, he is the owner of Root Gaming. It is CatZ. Vamonos, papi, vamonos. We are here. We are finally live at an event for the first time in a long time. It has been a while. I miss joining the lobbies. I miss messaging players and holding my breath, hoping that I'd be invited. It's a rush, papi. It's a rush. It's beautiful. Well, it's great to be here, and I hope everyone in the chat is enjoying themselves this lovely Australian morning. I know it's the evening over in Europe and getting a little bit later in the day in the land of the Americas, so hope everyone is doing well. Exclamation mark B in the chat if you guys want to have a look at the bracket, because it is very clear why we are in this portion of the bracket itself, because the winner of this series already has an opponent. The winner of this series goes up against Eric. Oh. Let's go, Bobby, let's go. And we'll see how things do pop up here, because already we're starting off with a bang. CatZ did open up with a 12 pool. The Lings are rushing across the map. We only made, there we go, 10 Lings here. A couple more coming in behind this, looking to shut down and abuse this wall. But JonBom, he chronoed out his first Zealot. He's got a probe here to pylon block just in case things get a little bit out of hand. We have a second Zealot on the way, and yes, so far we do see JonBom responding quite well to this. There is that pylon that we were talking about, and now that Zealot can dance with, oh god, dance with the units below! Oh, it is gonna get almost surrounded here. The control is pretty good, but still it will go down. We do have a second Zealot coming out just in time, but there's only one, and with one Zealot, these things can chip away at this wall. The Cybercore is getting lower and lower as we speak. The shields are already gone. Killing the Cybercore would be insane right now, by the way. Oh, as the Zealot does flirt with death here, wants to try to pull away some of the attention of these things. The Adept is now out, and with the power of the Adept, we should be able to clean this up. Just forced a bit of a reaction here by JonBom. He had to make two Zealots to it initially. He had to prioritize the gateway. This does delay the tech. This does delay the Stargate. And yeah, not a bad start here for CatZ. What's important is that he also didn't lose too many Lings. He only lost 3 Lings in total. So he has plenty for map control and map presence. And he'll be able to respond here to the move out as well, which I don't know if we really will get. The Zealot will be staying at home. We can move out both Adepts across the map, but that will leave the Cybercore exposed. So we shall see how this goes. Again, I'm not familiar with JonBom. I'm impressed though. He is 5k on the NA ladder. He is, from my understanding, European from the land of Belgium. So I'm curious to see how he goes up against CatZ, who is no pushover. You know, he's a decent player in his own right, especially compared to, you know, the others on the NA server here. So yeah, I'm curious to see how JonBom compares and what he can have to offer here against someone of the caliber of CatZ. Not just the caliber, but also his unique playstyle as well. CatZ is kind of known for his cheese. We've seen it time and time again. I say cheese, you know, his interesting strategies. His strategic play, papi, is what I should say. As we do have that Stargate opening. Interesting though, this is looking like a Glaive Adept all-in, because we start with a Stargate. We only make a single Oracle behind this. We're going into a Twilight Council. We're throwing down 2 more gateways here. This is looking pretty committed, as this is going to be delaying the 3rd Nexus. We go, the first Oracle gets across the map, is going to be looking to get some damage. Doesn't get 1 drone, but oh! Flies too close to the sun. 1 drone for 1 Oracle is not a good trade here. Not the best moves from JonBom, and it is going to be a little bit committed, but it's charge, not glaives or blink. Interesting. So we're getting some mixed signals here. Charge, okay, sure, but there's no Forge for upgrades, and we're still getting a third Nexus. I'm not entirely convinced if this Nexus is about to be saturated. I still feel, I mean, we'll keep an eye out for 2 more gateways to see if we go up to 6 gates. But yeah, this is a really odd follow-up. It's not really too standard, I should say. We already have 4 Zealots here at the third base, and this should be a tell to CatZ if he does spot them. You know, CatZ is just going to be dancing, bouncing between the bases for the time being. Is going to be picking up a couple of these transferring workers. Back at home, CatZ, his third base is a little bit later because of the opener, but he will get it nonetheless. He's droning up quite happily, taking his gases, and he's looking to get into roaches. Charge shots can do well against roaches, but it's a numbers game at that point. We do need enough to overwhelm the roaches and get good engagements. Meanwhile, it looks like, I guess we are going to saturate the third base. No additional gases, sorry, no additional Raxes. It's early in the morning, Poppy. Gateways are being thrown down. We do have our tech instead. We have the Robo, we have the Templar Archives as well. We're moving out with some of these Zealots, but I don't really know how much damage this will get done. It is actually going to be avoiding the majority of these Overlords, though. Very nicely done. It sneaks out across the map. The Roaches are still not here. This is going to deal some damage. The Queen goes down. The boys are being pulled. We do have a wall being set up back at home. Nice Sim City here by CatZ, but drones are falling left and right. Oh my god, and this is getting a bit out of hand. Nice hold position micro on those workers, by the way, but the roaches are getting pounced upon. At the same time, a Link counterattack here at the third base, but the Adepts are in position. No shield battery, so the Adepts are going to go down. Ooh, a bit of an oversight there by our Protoss player. Meanwhile, the Zealots are getting into the mineral line as well, and 6 drones do go down. No mining here at the natural. Not an insane amount of damage. Meanwhile, the Lings also don't get too out of hand. Ooh, just barely every Ling is going to go down. We have... thankfully... we have these roaches, but we're not quite ready for a counterattack. We don't have roach speed. We do have a lair, just haven't started that upgrade yet, since CatZ is looking to re-rally and re-saturate his third base. And we're going to keep pushing. Oh my god. Yeah, JonBom, he has his Prism. He's going to go for another warp in here of Zealots. He's got an Archon as well. And if CatZ gets caught droning, this is going to get really scary for him. Looking at the units here, we have 13 roaches. That's not going to be enough. With the help of the Queens, maybe. But again, CatZ is being abused for the fact that his Overlords are all congregating here in the middle of the map. They're not here on the left-hand side. He sees nothing until now. Oh. There we go. CatZ finally gets eyes on the Archon. We have more roaches in production as we speak. Are they going to come out in time? They do have +1 range, but the Zealots are getting on top of the roaches. Ooh, this I mentioned earlier, it's a numbers game here with Roach versus Zealot. You need enough roaches to be able to kite efficiently and also to be able to provide surface area for each other, but so many roaches just went down. And another wave of Zealots is going to be coming in behind this, into the main base, not into the front lines here, as CatZ is being pulled apart left and right. Roaches are doing what they can, but once again, the Archons and Zealots are getting into the natural. With the power of the Archons, it may be too much. We have reinforcements. It looks like we will be able to eventually overwhelm and overpower the forces here at the natural. Meanwhile, another warp in, and every drone in the main is going to fall. CatZ being pulled apart by these Zealots left and right. Meanwhile, the Prism even picks up a couple. Let's go, Poppy. Let's go. Zealots in the main are going to get cleaned up, but we just dropped some Zealots here at the third base instead. And as the dust does settle, we're transitioning out of Charge Shots into Immortals, into Stalkers. Are we going to pick him up? Up, up, up. Oh, we're going to try. Let's go. We just saved 4 of those Zealots in the end. Meanwhile, back at home, do we have Blink? We do not. So that's going to be a bit of an issue here. We have Immortals, we have Stalkers, but they are Blinkless Stalkers. There is 1 shield battery here at the third base. There we go. Blink is now started. I do think this is delayed. I do think that this was not intentional here. And without Blink, these roaches, they can dive on top of these Stalkers. Uh-oh. We have a couple of Immortals, but they are exposed as well. A massive orbit of Zealots coming to defend. We have the overcharge, but the overcharge was premature. Isn't really going to impact this fight whatsoever. The Ravager is going to be going down. With the power of these Zealots, can we hold on? It's going to be a tight hold. Now would be a good time for the overcharge. Ay, ay, ay. At least the shield battery is supporting a little bit. forcing CatZ back. CatZ is pretty all in at this point, and he has accepted that fate. He's down to 33 drones. He's making nothing but riches, nothing but links. He's looking to just send everything across the map, and JonBom, does he realize how much danger he's in? He is making a Void Ray. He realizes that he needs to make an army. Oh, but this is going to get really dicey. The Lings are coming in to reinforce. They're going to be getting on top of the Immortals, on top of the Stalkers. Can we pick him up? Up. We will save the Immortal in the end, just barely. I believe the first Void Ray is now at him. With the power of the Void Ray, I believe JonBom should be able to defend. Okay, the first Void Ray is rocking on up. CatZ doing what he can, but the reality is that nothing shoots up. The Void Ray on its own will kill this army, will clean up. And CatZ is droning. I mean, we have to, right? The all-in is not going to work from this point. He's going to try and maybe bypass the army, and oh, the Stalker is being drawn out. The wall is not a wall. Feels hold position, man. Oh, there we go. The Magnet, not quite well. I mean, it did work, to be fair, but not quite well enough. Meanwhile, we even have a Void Ray across the map. The Queens can transfuse, so CatZ should be able to deal with this. A little bit of a misrally here by JonBom. Oh, so he may even lose the Void Ray. Oh, just barely holds onto it. And JonBom has the map control. He's got 60 workers. He's got a decent army. He now has Blink. He's got +1, about to be +2. Zealots come into the main base, and we can't afford to lose any more drones, Papi, but I mean, what can we do? Oh my god! The Sim City! Oh, we barely do save that Zealot. 3 more drones going to be going down. Void Ray harassing here at the natural base. JonBom trying to pull CatZ apart, and for the most part, CatZ is keeping up here. He's able to hold on to his bases. He has a standing army. But JonBom is not going to rest on his laurels. I mean, shout out to him, by the way. Like, I think a lot of Protoss players at this point would just hunker down, defend on these 3 bases, slowly get a 4th, and look to max out. But no, JonBom, he knows he has the advantage. He knows that he has the momentum going his way, and he wants to go for the kill. CatZ are going to be moving on out here, but he's running into a wall of Protoss. Oh my god. Force fields are looking a little bit too good as well. And yeah, this third base is going to be going down. We do have roaches to defend the natural. Force fields are going to at least zone them away. Not quite cutting up the army. But this is looking to be a little bit too much. Zealots headed towards the main base. And yeah, we're knocked down to 2 bases. CatZ, he just doesn't really have what he needs. Pure Roach can only take you so far, but it's what he was stuck with, you know, after he took so much damage early on. GG gets called, and JonBom will take game number 1. Oh, GG. Also, I need to turn on the screens for sure. Yeah. Oh, GG, well played. Honestly, I'm pretty impressed by JonBom. I mean, his build was very unorthodox, but I mean, that's why CatZ was so unprepared for it. You know, going into a fast charge like that when the meta is typically Blink or even Glaive Adept all-ins, going to like a really fast charge push without Forge, without upgrades, yeah, it can be difficult to keep up with something like that. So, very well done. Very well done. Nicely hidden as well from the likes of CatZ. Unfortunately, there were no overlords in position, no lings either, nothing to spot, nothing to see. And with that, yeah, we have a lead in the series here for our Protoss player. Damn. We'll see if he can keep this up as well, you know. To get a 2-0 over CatZ would be pretty impressive here, especially from a more amateur player like JonBom. Like, JonBom, he's GM, of course, but he's not pro, he's not on a pro team, he's more on like a community team even. It will be really impressive if he can go all the way. A little bit sad. I feel like Pig should be casting this too. What's ay. Alright, here we go. Spawning in the top left-hand corner of Gressfarm, we have the Belgian Protoss player. He is red representing the Pigpan. It is JonBom. He's doing it again. And for the second time this series, spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Gressfarm, we have the Peruvian Zerg player going for the 12 pool, the orange Zerg, representing Root Gaming. It is CatZ. Here we go. Game number 1. JonBom had a great reaction here, a great response to the 12 pool, but things can be a little bit more difficult on Gressfarm. The entrance to the natural is much wider, there's a lot more surface area to abuse as well, so it makes sense for CatZ to do this on Gressfarm, but I don't know if I'm in love with the idea of doing this 2 games in a row. I mean, we already saw that JonBom, he can respond, he's well practiced with it, he is warmed up for it as well, so even if it's more harder to defend on Gressfarm, I do want to believe that he can pull it off as the probe shows up, ignores the pylon block here at the natural, just goes straight to the main and confirms the pool timing. There we go, spawning pool is already done. He does spot the Lings as they pop out as well. JonBom sees everything. Aye, aye, aye. And now we're going to be prioritizing our wall as well. We have our cyber core, we have our gateway. Nice positioning with the cyber core as well. You know, it doesn't really it isn't too exposed here. It can be chipped away at by those Lings, but again, it's going to be on JonBom to keep it safe and sound with that zealot. Meanwhile, the probe is rushing back home as well. 10 Lings on the way for CatZ. And we'll see if he can find a little bit more damage this time. If you recall, the first time he forced a reaction, he killed 1 zealot, but only 1. Let's see, we go. The pylon is going to be thrown down here. The cyber core taking a lot of hull damage already. We now have 2 zealots. Up, 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 up. Ooh, and one of them is going to get surrounded here. Nice control from CatZ, pulling back the weakenlings. And yeah, the second zealot is going to be going down as well. A rough defense so far, and the cyber core is going to be exposed. We do have the adept on the way, but I think it's going to be too late. The cyber core is going to go down. Ooh. Yeah, getting the first zealot surrounded there was a bit of a mistake by JonBom. And now CatZ is in a really good position. Why? Well, with the death of that cyber core, there's no tech. There's no Stargate, no Twilight Council. The tech here for JonBom is going to be so heavily delayed here. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to throw it down before the cyber core fell. And yeah, now he even has to deal with this really awkward wall. The pylon finished. There's a couple of holes in this. There we go. We have a shield battery to plug this up. Just working with what we've got here. And yeah, from here, CatZ can be pretty comfortable droning. He's done the damage that he needs to. And JonBom, oh my god. This is crazy. This is actually crazy. He's reacting because his tech was so delayed. He goes for a faster third, an insanely fast third, by the way. CatZ should be getting eyes on this. The Ling's going to be moving on out. The Overlord goes into the main base, does confirm the Stargate. Stargate's quite late, and these Lings should not allow this third base to get up and running. There we go. We have a 1 adept to defend, and the adept is going to be able to shoot away these 4 Lings. Oh, oh, oh. 2 force to cancel on that pylon. Now CatZ, he's going to make a choice right now. He can Ling Flood and try to punish this third, or he can let it happen and try and drone up from here. And it looks like he's going to be macroing. It looks like he's not going to be investing into any more of these Lings. I mean, Ling speed is still a ways off, to be fair. And we're just going to be droning. Okay. So I kind of like this from JonBom. Again, you know, even though things are looking a little bit rough for him here, and even though his, at least Oracle, is going to be delayed, I like that he's making the best out of a bad situation. The third base is still exposed, though, and yeah, this is what I thought would happen. CatZ, as soon as Ling speed finishes, we have 14 Lings on the way. CatZ is looking to shut this down. This Oracle needs to stay at home. I feel like thankfully we have a second Oracle on the way. So I feel like the second Oracle should come out in time to protect this third. But the first will not. There we go. Lings are spotted rushing across the map, and this is going to force the otherwise offensive units to stay at home and defend instead. up, up. Oh, that's a kill, not a cancel on the shield battery. Do force an activation of the pulsar beam defensively as well. No probe kills though, so it could have been worse. As, oh no, what have I found myself in? Oh god, it's a second Stargate. And it's a fleet thing. Ah. JonBom, you didn't have to do this, Papi. It's a you were supposed to bring balance to the force. Oh, not abuse it. Here we go. The Overlord is about to dip in, and this is a very important scout for CatZ. No Void Ray, so no denial of the Overlord, which is a bit of an oversight by JonBom, as we see a full scout of the main base. At the same time, the Oracle does get 4 drone kills across the map. No Spore, so a little bit greedy here by CatZ, but he does see 1, 2, 3 Stargates, and he will get eyes on the fleet beacon as well. I mean, 3 Stargates is already a tell. It's already Sky Toss. CatZ knows. CatZ is going to prepare. CatZ already has a lair on the way, and he's pumping out as many queens as possible. CatZ has a lot of opportunity here to get into Hydras and go for a Hydra timing if he wants to, or he can go straight into Corruptors. He can do whatever he wants. Again, a very good scout here. Before even the carrier started. Meanwhile, Double Oracle is headed towards that natural base. Going to confirm the timing of at least the lair. Oh, the Queen's are target firing. Up! Ooh. One Oracle is going to go down. Not the best pathing there by JonBom. Does also confirm that it's not going to be Void Rage or Tempest. The carriers are on the way. And there we go. We're just going straight into Aspire. CatZ already has a nice ring of spores as well outside his third base. Has a good spore positioning in his main as well. And I like this. We're making a wave of carriers. I like the idea of going into Void Rays behind this, especially if JonBom is able to read accurately that we have a Spire on the way. Spire hasn't been scouted yet, but transitioning into Void Rays would be a good kind of blind counter to that. So we'll see. There we go. We have our second Void Ray on the way. We should be seeing a third Void Ray behind this as well. And going into Void Rays is going to be a way to protect these carriers against the would-be Corruptors. Fast fourth on the way as well. Jesus Christ, this is insane. This is on par with the fourth of CatZ. A couple of transferring workers are going to get caught out as well. JonBom having some great Oracle harass here. CatZ prioritizing every single one of these gases. I appreciate this. He gets his 4th and 5th and takes every gas available. This has always been my kind of complaint and struggle here. When going against SkyToss is just how gas intensive the Corruptor army can be. Or is. There we go, we have +1, a flyer carapace on the way, 13 Corruptors in production, more than enough to shut down a carrier. And we're lacking some stacked defense. We've got some cannons and shield batteries, sure, but 1 shield battery per base isn't going to be enough to protect these carriers if the Corruptors decide to dive in. So I'm a little bit concerned that JonBom is cutting too many corners. Like, his overall tech is not looking too bad. We see a second Cybercore on the way for double air upgrades. I would love Archons. I feel like Archons are a big thing that we are missing to support the ground army and to also support the carriers as well from Corruptors. As I say that. There we go. We have the Templar Archives. So what I appreciate about this is that there is like logic behind this. Like, it's not just pure SkyToll. It's like, no, we're looking to refine the army. We're looking to support the army as well, whether it's with Storm, Archons, Blink Stalkers, what have you. As that's going to be pretty important. But again, I am worried that we just don't have enough stack defense. Like, one of the great powers here of Protoss is the cannons and the shield batteries. And as I said, there we go. Cannons and shield batteries are on the way. We could do with some more, but yeah, it's acceptable for now. Here we go. CatZ is looking to dive on in. He's got his Corruptors. He's got his Ravagers as well to try and pile down whatever units he can. And there we go. They're looking to connect on the Void Rays. Oh my god. We stand in the biles, and that may just be it. JonBom a little bit too late to react. Loses every single Void Ray in the blink of an eye. That's what happens when you stand in the bios. Just wasn't looking at the time, and the third base has been broken before we can really get underway. The carriers are doing what they can to defend against the corruptors, but once again the bios do connect. And with that, everything that we've been building up towards, it's gone. We've got 2 carriers that we clean up. The economy is not looking too bad here. The problem is the production. We only have 3 Stargates, so we can only make 3 units at a time. Thankfully, again, only 4 probes went down, but we need to provide some more support here. Again, I would love High Templar, I would love Archons. We're making Immortals, which is not the correct call. Immortals are good against Roaches, but we're not even making Roaches. We're making Ravagers. Like, this is not what we need. Oh boy. As JonBom is taking another base, we haven't rebuilt the site defense. Where are the shield batteries? Where are the cannons? They're not here. Not anymore. As CatZ is diving on in, just target firing down 2 of those carriers. And this time he has broken the third base. This time he has gone into the mineral line. Oof. Yeah, even the Archon going down towards the end. A nice timing here by CatZ, and again, a great use of the Ravagers, a great use of those vials. Really just making the fight for him. GG gets called, and CatZ will take game number 2. Oh, GG. Beautiful. Maybe came. Casting light, observing light, forever alone. True, but true, forever alone. It's too early in the morning for the other co-casters. Asher, of course, and Yaku are unavailable here at the early hours of the day. And Kuro as well is in the land of Europe, and it's quite late there, quite late. So typically for ESL Open Cup Americas, we be solo casting. But GG, well played. Again, very well executed build there by CatZ. Really well use or good use of his overall unit control as well. Oh, sorry, I should fix this. Okay. But yeah, great use of his Ravagers. They honestly, if it wasn't for the Ravagers, and if the initial wave of bios didn't connect the way that they did, I do feel like JonBom would have been able to defend and would have been ahead, actually. So a risky move there by CatZ, but well worth it in the end. Oh, GG. GG, well played, as we are now going into the ace match. JonBom, of course, taking game number 1 with his charge all in. Game 2 goes the way of CatZ after dealing with the Sky Toss. And now what happens in game number 3? Spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Dragon Scales, we have the Belgium Protoss player, the red Protoss representing the Pig Pan. It is JonBom. And spawning in the top left hand corner of Dragon Scales, we have as opponent, we have the Peruvian Zerg player representing Root Gaming. It is CatZ. Oh, let's go. This time, CatZ, for the first time in the entire series, not going for a 12 pool. Oh, but going for a 15 hatch. Wait, what? Interesting. So he didn't go for an extractor trick. He just went for a straight up 15 hatchery, and this will be able to bypass the pro block. Sure. Yeah, interesting variation here by CatZ. Very interesting indeed. I mean, with this, he's going to be able to, again, bypass the probe and make sure he gets his natural where he wants it. Is a little bit inefficient overall, but I mean, ideally you get the hatchery that you want, so I guess it's worth it, I guess. Not quite the Eric style of extractor trick into hatch first. Not quite. I see Pez in the chat. Thanks, Kur. Thanks, Kur. Yes, yes. I mean, hey, without Kur, you know, she handles all the production side of things typically. She made all the overlays that we use, all the assets that we use, everything, Papi, everything. Love to see it. Oh. But yeah, we'll see how we go as we are getting into our hatch gas pool here for CatZ. Nothing too crazy other than the 15 hatch, of course. And we'll see where we go from here. Like, from the side of JonBom even, we have seen a bit of variety, a little bit of diversity. We did see, of course, the offbeat charge timing in game number 1. We saw a Stargate into SkyToss. A lot of versatility. I'm worried. Like, what are we missing here? DTs? Uh-oh. We do have a Twilight Council opening. Did I speak too soon? Is it gonna be DTs? We'll see, we'll see. As the Twilight Council is thrown down behind the mineral line here in the main base. First Adept going to be moving out across the map. CatZ getting his third base, you know, at a reasonable time as well. And this Overlord is going to be headed in for a scout, but the Stalker is making its way here to try and deny that. We'll see if he can. There's that Robo, by the way. The Twilight Council is about to finish up. No additional gateways. I'm feeling the Dark Shrine. We haven't pulled out of gas. Oh, the Lings flood in. I guess we have to wait a little bit. Lings are going to get cleaned up. They don't slip into the main base. They do spot the Robo, though, and that is already a tell. We're already aware that there is no Stargate opening. There is the Dark Shrine. My brain is full of Protoss, Papi, as CatZ sees everything. A little bit unfortunate there that JonBom wasn't able to deny the scout, but again, seeing the Robo was already a tell here. So CatZ, he has all the information he needs to prepare back at home, to get his spores up in time, to get his units out in time as well, to prepare for the DTs. Thankfully, DT opener, the DTs themselves don't have to do too much damage. They can morph into Archons, and we can try and hunt down Overlords. Speaking of, the Overlords should be like relatively close to the bases and getting ready to be pulled back. As CatZ is going to be looking to get into that Roach Warren as quickly as possible. We're going straight into a lair as well. Going to be delaying any kind of Evo upgrades for those Overseers. And yeah, unfortunately, this is even already delayed as well. Like, the Dark Shrine was purposely held back just because of the Lings earlier, so yeah, I don't really know how much damage can really be done here. I mean, oh, the Spore's actually not done yet at the third base, and we don't have an army. We're droning. The Spore can be focused down. Uh-oh. The Queens are trying to head on over to support here. The Lings are coming in as well, but the DTs are going for the Spore. Up! Oh, no, never mind. A little bit indecisive here. They're going for the Queens instead. Nice control with the Prism. Going to be able to save one of the weakened DTs. One Queen is going to go down. The second Queen as well. Up, up. Can we get the third? Can we get the Spore? Looks like we will. Thankfully, we had a fast lair. With that fast lair, we can go into that Overseer. But it's not going to finish in time. Is he going to get the third base? Ay, ay, ay. CatZ should have been ready for this. I was so surprised when I saw the droning from CatZ, when he could have just made a standing army, not necessarily to kill the DTs, but to protect the Spore and to keep this third base alive. Despite the opener, despite being scouted, JonBom, it's quite a bit of damage. Look at the installs tab here. He gets 10 Lings, 5 drones, 2 Queens, the base itself. He's going to be vulnerable to a counterattack, though. We have Roach speed on the way, a decent chunk of Roaches as well for CatZ. We're going to need to muster a defense back at home, and there we go. We do have those Archons on the way. Ay, ay, ay. And I think we're going to be okay. As long as the force fields are on point, we should be able to survive the push, but again, and we'll see as Lings are looking to try and poke in towards the natural. No, we're a little bit supply blocked. The Immortal production is going to be stifled. Thankfully, JonBom does spot the Roach army pushing out across the map. So where he needs to prepare back at home. Still only 1 shield battery. No Ravagers. We have 18 Roaches for CatZ. He's going to be looking to dive on in. He's already made it past the choke point, so force fields aren't going to be the most effective tool. But upon seeing all those Archons, it looks like CatZ is going to be respecting this, is going to back off for the time being, morphing in 6 Ravagers. Looking to shut down, to bust down that shield battery. But now with the power of the Immortal, I think JonBom has a standing army to fight this. It's going to be close. One Archon already goes down. Ooh. Great target firing there by CatZ. As he's just reinforcing across the map here. He's all in for 41 drones. He's looking to just end the game. Meanwhile, JonBom has to try and hold on here, but the overcharge runs out. He is out of energy on the shield battery. The Lings are flooding on in. The Immortal's being focused down. And it looks like we just may have too much Zerg. Oh my god. The files are even connecting with the Protoss army. Not something you want to be seeing here. It was a good effort by JonBom. But upon realizing the all-in, maybe even holding onto the third base may have been a bit of an oversight. Or a bit of an extension, I should say. Robo goes down, GG gets called, and CatZ will fight back, taking the series 2-1. This one. Yeah. GG, well played. Oh, congratulations there to CatZ. Again, things were looking a little bit scary for him, but again, with the faster lair, he had the faster roach speed, and he just went for that one big Hail Mary play for the all-in. And unfortunately, JonBom wasn't quite ready for it back at home. Again, it didn't help that he was getting a little bit supply blocked, only had that one shield battery, and even though he had all those sentries for force fields, he wasn't able to really take advantage of the terrain of the map and try to hold the pass there at that entryway into the third base, at that choke point. I wasn't quite able to make use of that, so those sentries really weren't able to provide too much utility at all. GG, well played. And now, the reason we casted this series, the moments we have all been waiting for. CatZ moves on in the bracket to face another Latin American Zerg.